Hi everybody and welcome to Wednesday Wisdom. So this week I wanted to continue the theme of time management, and a key element of time management is being productive, and one of the things that can really zap your productivity is mess. So last week I spoke about organising the files on your computer so that there's a logical sense in terms of where things are located, making it easier for you to find stuff, but also not having everything in one dump folder that you end up scrolling through trying to find stuff, because A, that takes time, and B, it certainly adds frustration. And it's the same with physical paperwork. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm yet to see a truly paperless office. I have loads of paperwork in my office. I'm a note taker, I'm a scribbler, so there's always bits of paper flying around all over the house, if I'm honest. Wherever I have an idea, whenever I think of something, I'm writing it down and I take lots and lots of notes. Now, all of those aren't necessary for me to keep. Some of them are just notes for me at the time, or as I'm thinking or working through something. So it's perfectly okay for me to get rid of those. But what can happen is they end up in a pile, and then that pile gets bigger, and then that pile spreads to a second pile, and before I know it, I've got piles of paperwork all across my office, and it feels cluttered, and that can affect my mind and it can affect my productivity. But more importantly, when I do need to find something, it's making it more difficult for me to do that. So being organised with your paperwork is really important. So the first thing is, if it's stuff you don't need to keep, then shred it and get rid of it. Don't keep it hanging around. Recycle what you can. Get rid of the envelopes that come with letters. You don't necessarily need to keep those. If you have an important letter, sometimes they come with leaflets that you don't really need. Get rid of those, just keep the letter. So as you can see behind me, I have file boxes, and I use those for things that I need to keep paperwork wise, but don't need to access on a regular basis. So a lot of financial data and things like that might be in there. So I put them in file boxes. It's a nice, easy way for me to deal with that and remove the clutter. It also means that I can find stuff. So I have one for personal and one for business, and then I have one for clients. You can't see the third one, it's green. So that gives me some sort of organisation in terms of paperwork that I need to keep. And normally what I do is about once a year, I'll go through those and make sure it's still relevant for me to keep it, because some stuff I might not need to keep anymore and I can shred it and get rid of it. The other thing that I have is the file holders, which you can see here. So those ones there are for clients. So if I've got paperwork or notes that I've taken for clients, I file them there until I can action them or do something with, and then I can make a decision about where they go. On my desk next to me here, which you can't see, is two more files. And the top one is action, so it's something I need to do something with, and the bottom one is to file. So that tells me I need to find it a more permanent home. So stuff that's to be actioned and stuff that's been actioned now needs to be filed. And then once a week, I will sort that tray out. That helps me get on top of the essential paperwork. Probably, if I'm honest, where I struggle with the most is my note-taking paperwork. There are reams of paper all across my house where I've scribbled down notes or thoughts as they've come to me, because I'm a scribbler, I'm a note taker, it's what I do. So every now and again I do need to go through that and get rid of it, because I'll be honest, 99% of it is not relevant. It's just thoughts out of my head at that time, and it was maybe little notes to myself to do stuff which I've already done, so I can just get rid of it. Sometimes I get a bit lax with it and it builds up a little bit, and then when I'm trying to look for something, it makes it a little bit more difficult. So at the moment I do have quite a big pile of paperwork. So a job for me probably this weekend is to just sort through that and make sure there's nothing I need to keep, shred it and get rid of it. I always shred all of my paperwork because I don't know if there's some personal detail or something important sitting in there. This is the same for personal paperwork, because let's be honest, it merges with all of our business stuff as well. It certainly does in this household. Anything that we need to keep on a personal point of view comes into the office to get sorted, and I have exactly the same principle. I have the in trays. Does it need action? Does it now need filing? And then it will get filed away accordingly. So it will go in the personal box if it's something I need to keep. That way, if I need something, if I need access to a membership number or something like that that I've been posted, then I know where to find it, and it just makes life that little bit easier. It certainly increases productivity. One, because we know that having a decluttered area can help free up the mind and therefore increase productivity. But two, I can access stuff when I need it. It's easier to find things that are important because I know I'm only keeping the stuff that is important. So definitely take some time to sort through your paperwork. Don't leave it as a yearly task, because what happens is it becomes a massive chore then. And also in the meantime, you're sitting amongst reams of paper that's just not necessary. It's easy done, don't get me wrong, it happens to me from time to time, but I have to pull myself back and say, look, I have a process for this and I need to follow it. So try and tidy up your paperwork, keep stuff that's important, file stuff away so you know where to find it, and get rid of stuff that you really don't need. We don't have endless amounts of space to keep boxes and boxes of paperwork. So that's it. So this week it is about productivity again. It is about time management and how to be more productive in your time. And one of the key things there is having a tidy office and a tidy mind. So sort that paperwork out and make sure that you know where everything is when you need it.